We're ready? All right, we'll open it up.
Coach, there were a lot of new faces tonight. Especially, you played 3 freshmen. Can you talk about those guys? And Faron Hunt was plus 12 for the night.
Yeah, you said it, and you're exactly right. And you know, this is a team as of right now. We just have 9 players as of today, and 5 of them are new here. First time they played here, right? I think. Pretty sure that's right. So only less than half the team has even played out on this court before, which is a very scary thing if you're me. But I thought for a first game and having, you know, we hadn't played in front of people yet. We didn't have an exhibition. I thought they did a lot of really good things. I think what we did the poorest, which I love, is we just shot poorly. We had a lot of really good looks. I think we're a really good shooting team with a lot of guys that can knock down a 3, and we took a lot, missed a lot, but I didn't think we took that many bad ones. And I love games where you shoot poorly and you win. I think those are the very best. But you asked Faron, you know, you could see his athleticism, you could see his potential is very, very high. I thought he played with all very good energy, very good awareness. And our other freshmen, I was proud of CJ and Jamar. I thought CJ looked like he was so poised out there. I just he made me comfortable. And Jamar gave us some important minutes as well. So 3 freshmen, you know, got their feet wet, and I thought did a nice job. And of course, the other 2 newcomers, Nat, I thought was tremendous. Nat was tremendous. He had 6 deflections. He was all over the court. Made some really big plays. He's just a winner. I mean, you see it every day. He's just a high energy guy, bright guy, and we love having him. I wish we had him for a long time instead of just 1 year. And of course, Isaiah got foul trouble first half, had to sit and watch. He's watched for a year already. He's been sitting over there watching for a year, and now it's a year and change. He's still sitting over there, so it's great to get him back on the court. And it's not easy to sit out like that, but you can see flashes of what he can bring to the table too.
You've talked in the past about your guys who not only had played so much, but played so much together, and the timing and the chemistry that builds with that familiarity. When you've got a team with 5 new guys making their debut tonight, is that chemistry harder to build on the offensive end or defensive end?
Both, but I would say offense, especially when a team, you know, they're a little bit unorthodox for major college. They press the whole game, number one. Most people don't do that. They mix up a hard press, soft press, man-to-man, 3-2 zone, wide 3-2. You don't see those very often. And early in the year, you know, you maybe haven't worked at that very much. So, you know, that can knock you off balance as well. I think offense, though, to your point, I think it's much, much slower to get real offensive flow and chemistry than it is defensively, just because it's a harder task. But that's not to say that you can become a great defensive team in a hurry. And particularly, you know, I don't want to pick on freshmen at all, but there is a lot to be said for guys that have played 2 and 3 years. I mean, that's why most teams go far. If you want to predict games in March, go start looking at the old teams. I mean, that's just, you know, 90-some% of the time, it's a bunch of old guys out there that have made 100,000 mistakes and they know how to correct them. But offense is, you know, that's going to be a total work in progress, and obviously, if and when we get Jure, that's going to be a big boost to us, of course, and if and when we get Everett, that'll be another big boost to us, and then all of a sudden you feel like you've got a little bit of depth, and you got some, you know, ways to mix and match. But something else that happened tonight in the first half, and you know, thankful that our guys just found a way. We were really in out of sort because of the foul trouble to both Isaiah and to Faron, so we were playing guys out of position against a defense that we barely practiced against. So that is not a good situation in the middle of the game when you're a coach. I can promise you, and you're improvising out there, but I thought our guys did a really good job of just, you know, staying calm and kind of figuring it out and managed to find a way to have a little halftime lead. I could see for sure with 6-7 minutes to go in the half, I could see a scenario where we could be down 7-8 points easily But thankfully, our defense was good enough to hold, because we were, you know, again, we were out of position, we were out of sorts on the offensive end late in that first half.
What were the emotions and nerves like for your new guys playing their first game
It's
out
hard to
here?
say, you know, it's hard to read that, actually. I can only just remember, I don't know, but I will say, I thought they looked very calm, especially the freshmen, like, I thought they looked calm. That doesn't mean that they played as well as they're gonna play by any stretch, or maybe they weren't calm, but they did a good job faking that. The first college game for a freshman, that's pretty tough stuff. And of course, Nat's a fifth-year senior. He looked like one. He looked completely comfortable. And Isaiah's only a sophomore. You know, he's young. Just played 1 year, sat 1 year. So, you know, he's got to get a lot of time on the court and get his rhythm, get his confidence. But that's a little bit of a scary thought. You know, the fact that more than half our team is playing for the first time here. So. But the good side of that is we're going to get a lot. We're just going to keep growing. I mean, we're going to keep growing. I said before, the first game to me is just get a bench. This is our benchmark. This is where we are. We can see where we are. And I will tell you this: for me, for us as a staff, more than any other time in my whole coaching life, we needed a game, because we can't practice 5-on-5 very often in practice, which I know sounds crazy, but we can't. We don't have enough people. And so sometimes you think things are going to look one way, and then you get in the game and they look a lot different. And so we need games to actually develop from, to be honest. It's hard for us in practice. The games need to come. We need to see what it's going to look like 5-on-5 and not 5-on-0 or 3-on-3 breakdowns or whatever we do. So again, I was anxious for a game, and anxious for more to come, and kind of figure out what direction we'll be going and how we can help these guys as we move forward.
You got to the line 24 times. How were they able to draw so many fouls?
It's a good question. I got to watch the film on that. I know one thing. One guy was really good at it. I got that figured out. The answer of that, of the whole difference, was he was a tough guard. I mean, we had a little answer for him, but we didn't have the answer for him. We tried hard. Some guys, a lot of different guys covered him, and we also made some. I will say a few of them for sure were simple breakdowns that we just made simple mistakes to let a guy penetrate, and we put our hands on him. Those you really don't like, but that's first game stuff. You know, we're certainly not a solid defensive team. We're not a solid offensive team. We're just a team that's going to try to get better each and every game and learn. And again, we'll head in a direction once we figure out, you know, what we really have and who can do what in a real game and not just practice.
Anything else?
We talked to Jimmy Witt about all the work he spent over the offseason working on his shot. In your eyes, does that mean more consistency in the same range that he was shooting last year, or do you see him extending
he
his
shot
range?
a lot of threes, made a huge three, I thought, in this game. He's made quite a few threes in practice. I just think he's a better shooter. He's a better player. His mindset, I'm really proud of him. Gosh darn, I'm so proud of him just for so many reasons. The work he's put in, but also his mindset is a floor leader, point guard, winner. You know, he's trying to do more than just play for him. He's really alert. He's talking. Really, really excited about him. Need to mention, you know, Ethan's 9 rebounds. For gosh sakes, that's tremendous. We need to talk about, we had 21 offensive rebounds on 30 misses or something. I mean, that's incredible. And that's effort, and that's grit. And I'll take effort and grit any day of the week over good shooting or the offense flowing just right. So I like that. Nat, I think, had 6 deflections, which is, you don't get those if you're not hustling your tail off. So for me, I'm mostly about our effort. You know, I don't expect it to be pretty. I don't expect us to be solid yet. There's no way we could be. Not with our numbers, not with our youth, not with our practices. But if we're going to have great effort and we're going to have great unselfishness, then we've got a chance in the long run to have a heck of a team.
What areas would you like to see improvement or cleaning up between now and Sunday when Southern Miss comes in?
Well, I part of it I'd have to watch the film. I thought, obviously offensively, we didn't get in a flow, we didn't get in a rhythm, but I also will give them credit for some of that, and also, the fact that we didn't have maybe the right lineups or whatever because of foul trouble. So I don't know that I could pinpoint anything, but the first one that I'll always look to is defense and rebounding, because you can do those every night. Offense, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you prepare, some nights it's just not going to be pretty, and the ball's just not going to go in the basket. I'll tell you this, we'd be having a completely different conversation. I think we were, what were we, 9 for 36 from 3. So that's a cool 25%, I think, according to my great math class that I took once. Usually you're going to get beat when you shoot 25% from 3 and you shoot 30, whatever we did from the field, 39 or whatever. You're going to get beat. The only way you don't get beat is you guard your tail off and you rebound your tail off. And that's why I'm saying that's where I'm always going to hang, because you can do that. You can decide to play harder. You can decide to play tougher. You can't decide to make the ball go in the basket. And I know it will. We've got a bunch of good shooters. We've got a lot of guys, obviously, that can stretch a floor, can shoot a 3. Didn't do it pretty today, but I have confidence that that'll take place.